Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the NBA games for Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of each side. It's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for whatever reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get to today's games. Celtics and the Magic. Start us off. Trailblazers and Cavs. Suns Hawks. Kings Pacers. Sixers Rockets. Wizards Bucks. Grizzlies Timberwolves. Knicks Nuggets. Spurs and the Jazz. On this side, I have what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian and Hebrew calendar. And then on this side is what I call my game numbers, away team up top, season record, coach record, head to head in the middle, home team at the bottom, season record, and their coach record. So this first game here, we got the Celtics versus the Magic. We have Celtics. It's their 32nd. I don't know why it's home. It should be away. It's their 32nd away game for the season. And they can get their 32nd loss for the season, potentially. But it is Magic's 35th home game for the season. And Celtics could get their 35th win for the season. So for the home and away number, that goes either way for Celtics. Celtics could sit on 31 losses with the win. Today with 31 date numerology on the Gregorian. 51 date numerology as well. And 51 sums to 35. So they could become 35-31 for a record. They would sit on 51 regular season head-to-head losses against the Magic with the win. The Celtics would. And then the Celtics would sweep the Magic 3-0, like 30. And then number 30 sums to 35. And then today is the 125th on the Gregorian. And Magic coach, he can get his 125th loss regular season as a coach for Magic. So for Magic, they would hope for this 32nd away game. Celtics gets their 32nd loss. Something else for Magic. 12-23. 12-23. Well, they can become 12-23 at home with the win. 12-23 is the 200th prime number. 200 sums to 51 today with 51 date numerology on the Gregorian. So that would be something in favor for Magic. And, maybe they just get at least one win against the Celtics for the season. There's potential there. They would become 1-2, like 12, as they get their 12th home win. And that's about it, really, is what I've seen. Magic coach. He's coaching his 631st regular season game, which is the 115th prime number. And the Celtics coach, he can get his 58th loss as a coach for Celtics. 58 sums to 115. And that sums to 61. Magic looking for the 61st all-time head-to-head win, potentially. All right, let's keep it going. Blazers and Cavs. Blazers and Cavs. If Blazers win this game, their next game they're playing the Lakers. And the Lakers and Blazers are battling out for positioning right now for the standings. So you got the Lakers in the 6th, Blazers in the 7th, 36-29, 37-28. So if Lakers lose their next game and become 37-29 and Blazers win this game and become 37-29, these two teams actually face each other after these next games. So after Blazers face the Cavs, they go on to face the Lakers. And after Lakers face, I don't know if they're playing today, are they? Kings, Pacers, Bucks, Grizzlies, Knicks. No, they're playing tomorrow. So whoever Lakers play tomorrow after that game, they go on to play the Blazers. I think they're playing the Clippers tomorrow. Or Friday. Let's see here. Friday. Lakers and Blazers. Oh, they play Friday. And then, yeah, Lakers play. It's on Thursday. So Lakers would be on a back-to-back. They'd be playing the Clippers. And then they would also be playing the Blazers the next day. And so if Lakers lose one of those games and Blazers win one of those games, or even two of those games, it'd be Lakers would be in the bubble. They'd be in the play-in tournament. Not officially, but they would be the 7th seed as of right now. So Trailblazers 66 game for the season. Cavs 66 game for the season. Trailblazers coach, he can sit on 317 regular season losses as a coach for Blazers, the 66 prime number. It's the Blazers coach's 997th regular season game. 997, 168th prime number. Blazers can get their 72nd all-time head-to-head win against. 72 sums to 168. Cavs. I mean, it is May 5th, written 5-5, like 55, and Cavs could get their 55th all-time head-to-head win against the Blazers. That would definitely spoil Blazers' chances of trying to one up the Lakers in their next game. It wouldn't even matter if Blazers lose here. It wouldn't even matter if they win their next game with the Lakers because it wouldn't do anything. They would still be the 7th seed. Trailblazers coach, he could get his 512th win regular season. It is the 125th day of the Gregorian. 125, 512 anagrams of each other. But at the same time, 31 date numerology on the Gregorian, the 11th prime. Cavs could even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Blazers like an 11. And today does have 112 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil. Cavs coach, he can get his 112th regular season win for his career. They are on a 7-game losing streak, and they can end that 7-game losing streak in their coach's 77th game as a coach for Cavs. But he can also pick up his 51st loss as a coach for Cavs today with 51 date numerology. So let's keep it going. Excuse me. Suns versus the Hawks. Suns versus the Hawks. Let me get a drink of water. Today has 31 date numerology. Hawks can get their 31st loss for the season. Why the coach also gets his 11th loss as a coach for the Hawks. 31, the 11th prime number. 31 written out sums to 109, and the coach for Hawks can get his 599th loss regular season for his career. 599 is the 109th prime number. 31 sums to 109. Suns, they can get their 48th win for the season and the 132nd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two, as the Suns coach gets his 82nd win regular season as a coach for the Suns. And the number 82 sums to 132, sums to 51, sums to 111. 132. I don't know why I had the 48. Oh, I know why I have the 48. Well, really, the 82 is for the 132 and the 51. 51 date numerology on the Gregorian. 132nd regular season or excuse me, 132nd all-time head-to-head matchup. It is the 33rd away game for the Suns, and that's why I have the 48. I just have it miscolored. 48 sums to 137, the 33rd prime number. And the Suns can get their 48th win in their 33rd away game. And then 33 also sums to 66. It's the 66th game for the Suns. It's the 33rd game for the Hawks coach. But the 11 kind of goes either way for the Hawks. They can get their 31st loss for the season, or excuse me, the 31 goes either way for the Hawks. 31 date numerology on the Gregorian, the 11th prime. They can sit on 11 home losses with the win as they even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Suns like an 11. Suns would sit on 47 wins for the season with a loss. 47 is the 15th prime number. 15 date numerology on the Gregorian. Hawks can get their 58th all-time head-to-head win against the Suns as the Suns coach gets his 58th loss regular season. And 373, Hawks would be 37-30, but 373, 73 is the 74th prime number. And 74 sums to 55. It'd be in May 5th, like 5-5. It sums to 127, the 31st prime number. Day with 31 date numerology. It also sums to 53, and I do believe it is the 53rd day on the Hebrew religious. So this has a lot going on for it, potentially. So maybe Suns will rest a few players and take a break from kicking butt and let the Hawks win a game. I don't know. We'll see. Kings versus the Pacers. 92nd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two. Reflection of 29. Kings can get their 29th win for this season. Today with 31 date numerology on the Gregorian. 31 sums to 109, the 29th prime number. Pacers would get their 20th home loss as the Kings sweep the Pacers 2-0 like 20. And Kings would get their 15th road win on a day with 15 date numerology on the Gregorian. The thing, though, is 15 sums to 38, and Kings could get their 38th loss for the season. Pacers, they could get their 31st win on a day with 31 date numerology in their 31st home game. 31, the 11th prime. They would even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Kings like an 11. And then they would also get their 51st all-time head-to-head win against the Kings today with 51 date numerology on the Gregorian. Sixers versus the Rockets. It's the 153rd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two. The 17th triangular number. Rockets could get their 17th win for this season. There would be no point for them to win any games. What would be the point for the Rockets to win any games? There is none. For them to win games, it would just be because, I don't know, there's a certain number that they want them to hit, I guess. There's no point for them to win. Sixers, they could get their 15th road loss today with 15 date numerology on the Gregorian. And Rockets could even the score head-to-head against the Sixers like an 11 today with 31 date numerology, the 11th prime. Today is the 229th day on the Hebrew Civil. 229 is the 50th prime number. Rockets could get their 50th loss for the season. It's a day with 169 date numerology on it. Sixers coach playing his 1,690th game regular season, which looks like a 169. Couldn't really figure out why Sixers would get their 45th win. I know 45 is the 9th triangular number. I didn't see any 9s popping out. I know the number 13 sums to 45, and a couple other numbers sum to 45. I just didn't really see anything. I guess maybe it's because the Sixers are playing their 66th game. Rockets are playing their 66th game. And they can get their 6th win in a row to go along with the 6. And the number 6 sums to 20, and Sixers would get their 20th road win as they sit on 21 losses for this season. 21 is the 6th triangular number. Wizards versus the Bucks. You know, if Bucks want to go ahead and just not play anybody, play any players, they can go ahead and lose this game if they wanted to. If they didn't really care. I mean, their schedule's so easy from here on out. Their hardest opponents are behind them. Where are they at? Bucks. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bucks lose a couple of these games to these nobodies. So they have Washington, Houston, San Antonio, Orlando, Indiana, Miami, Chicago. I don't think we'll see any of these teams in the playoffs. Maybe Washington. Maybe Spurs. I don't know. I gotta look at the standings again. But they have such an easy schedule, so it wouldn't surprise me if they start sitting a bunch of players heading into the playoffs. And, you know, maybe some of these teams will get some sneak wins, even though they probably don't even need to have no business winning games. They're not going to do anything with them. But Wizards, they can get their 31st win for the season. 31 date numerology on the Gregorian. Bucks would get their 11th home loss. 31 the 11th prime. Wizards would actually get one win against the Bucks. Like 1-2, 2-1. It's kind of it, really. I mean, it is the 125th day on the Gregorian. Bucks can get their 125th regular season head-to-head win against the Wizards. Wizards could sit on 30 wins for the season as Bucks sweep them 3-0, like 30. It's a day leaving 124 left on the Hebrew Civil. Wizards coach, he can get his 412th regular season loss. 1-2-4, 4-1-2, anagrams of each other. Yeah, I mean, I would just depend on. I would just see. For this one, I would just see if there's players sitting out. If there's certain players sitting out. Actually, what's 929? I know that's something. 29 or 929. 158th prime number. Bucks coach, he can get his 158th regular season win as a coach for Bucks. 929 is the 158 prime. It's the Wizards' 32nd away game. 32 sums to 158. Yeah, for this 30, for me to be interested in that 31, I would have to see if like the starters sit out potentially. Grizzlies and the Timberwolves. Let's see if the Timberwolves win at least one game against the Grizzlies. They can be 1-2, like 12 head-to-head for the season with the win, as they get their 21st win for the season, as their coach sits on 21 losses. 1-2, 2-1, 2-1. Grizzlies, they'd be 2-1, like 21. Grizzlies would get their 15th road loss today with 15 date numerology. And it's the 229th day on the Hebrew Civil, the 50th prime number, and Timberwolves can get their 50th all-time head-to-head win against the Grizzlies. However, with that being said, today does have 51 date numerology. 51 sums to 46. Timberwolves could just go ahead and get their 46th loss for the season. They have no business winning games anyway. Grizzlies need to win games more so than Timberwolves to stay in the hunt, to stay in the play-in tournament. It's the 33rd away game. Why does that say home? 33rd away game, 33rd home game. Grizzlies can get their 33rd win or their 33rd loss. It goes either way, so that's kind of tough to decide. It's hard to decipher on that one. I would say the more motivator is Grizzlies. They're more motivated, I would think, to win a game, but who knows. Grizzlies, they could get their 48th all-time head-to-head win as they get their 33rd win for the season. 48 sums to 137, the 33rd prime number. Knicks versus the Nuggets. Nuggets can get their 44th all-time head-to-head win, or excuse me, they'll get their 44th win for the season as they sit on 44 all-time head-to-head losses against the Knicks with a win. Knicks can get their 29th loss for the season today with 31 date numerology. 31 sums to 109, the 29th prime number. Today does have 15 date numerology. 15 sums to 38. And the Knicks could get their 38th win for the season. Today does have 31 date numerology on the Gregorian, the 11th prime. Knicks can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Nuggets. Kick them while they're down as the Nuggets get their 11th home loss. Today does have 53, or is the 53rd day on the Hebrew Religious, the 16th prime number. And the Knicks could get their 16th road win. 16 sums to 93 and 39. 16 sums to 93 and 39. And Knicks coach, he would get his 390th win. Looks like a 39. This being the 93rd all-time head-to-head game between these two teams. 302, 7271, 204. 263 is the 56 prime. 271 is the 58th prime. I didn't see anything pop out with those numbers. At least not for today anyways. I could be wrong though. Of course. 49, 45. I don't want to take up too much time. Let's keep it moving. Jazz and the Spurs. Spurs. Maybe they can get their 109th regular season head-to-head win against the Jazz. I mean, Jazz don't need to win no games. They're set. They're going. They've got their spot. Spurs definitely needs to win some games to stay competitive for the bubble. 109. They can get their 109th regular season head-to-head win against the Jazz today with 31 date numerology. 31 sums to 109. Today with 31 date numerology, 31 the 11th prime. Spurs can get their 121st all-time head-to-head win against the Jazz, which has a square root of an 11. Even though Spurs do come into this game sitting on 31 wins, where they could potentially stay with a loss. Spurs, are they going to get at least one win against the Jazz for the season? Maybe, maybe not. Because even though we can talk about the 109, the 29th prime, and the 31 connection, Jazz could just go ahead and get their 29th home win. 109, the 29th prime, get their 29th home win. It is the 229th day on the Hebrew Civil. Jazz coach, he can sit on 229 losses regular season with a win. And it's the 33rd away game for the Spurs, 33rd home game for the Jazz. Jazz could get their 48th win for the season. 48 sums to 137, the 33rd prime number. Or, Spurs could sit on 33 losses for the season with the win, potentially. It is the 5th day of May, 5-5, and the Jazz could get their 5th home loss on the 5th of May, 5-5. Jazz would sit on 47 wins for the season with the loss, 47, the 15th prime number. Today with 15 date numerology on the Gregorian, 15 is the 5th triangular number, I believe. Yeah, 15 is the 5th triangular. So there's something there. Alright, well, I hope this helps. Hopefully this wasn't too long, and hopefully you still got some insight, some info, some decent info, or anything to help. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.